I'm going to open 3 packs of Theros from the booster box that I just received. I'm going to open these the way that I normally do. When I do 6 packs for seal selections, I go really fast, and it's fairly chaotic. In this case, I'm going to not necessarily take my time, but I'm not going to go straight to the rare like I do when I play around with sealed selections. I'm liking the set, of course. I love Magic. Not as excited about it as I was with Return to Ravnica, but that's fine. I'm sure when I get to play it, especially online, I'll have some really good things to say about some cards, and I'll enjoy some specific decks. So these 2 packs are starting off with the same common. I'll do only the commons, and then I'll go do the uncommons and rares. Okay, so Bronze Sable. It's a 2/1. Vanilla. I'm thinking of making a vanilla deck one of these days. There's something to be said about vanilla creatures. Messenger Speed is an enchantment aura. It gives trample and haste for 1. You have to like that, I think. As far as Warden, it's a heavy 4/1/2. Tap it and you tap target creature with power 3 or less. Nothing special there, it seems. A wall, 5/0/4 with Defender. And when it enters the battlefield, you may return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Sip of Hemlock. It'd be great to do what it says. Destroy target creature as controller loses 2 life. But at 6, it's pretty heavy. It's a very heavy card. Cavalry Pegasus is a flyer, 2/1/1. When it attacks, each attacking human gains flying until end of turn. That could be useful. Sunch-Hearted Warrior is a 4/2/2 with Heroic. I'm looking forward to playing with Heroic. I did not use it during the pre-release, so I don't really know how good it is, frankly. In this case, whenever you cast a spell that targets this card, put 2+1/+1 counters on this card. That's not bad. It's a 4/2/2 though. Deathbellow Raider is a Minotaur. I can't wait to make a Minotaur deck, even though I'm not going to buy some Boros Reckoners, which are very expensive these days. I'm going to wait for them to rotate. And on the right, there's another Minotaur, Borderland Minotaur. So you got a 2-drop and a 4-drop. The 2-drop is actually a Rakdos card because it's got a 2-black ability, Regenerate, Deathbellow Raider. And it attacks each turn if able. 2/2/3, that's not bad. That's pretty good. 4/4/3 Vanilla on the right-hand side for the Borderline. That could be a lot of fun. Another Borderline. Then the Eidolon's got Besto. Besto looks really, really heavy. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's still a 1/1/1, so who cares if you've got Besto in there. It's got lifelink. Anyways, and it's an enchantment creature. So then the Satire is a 2/1/2. Tap it on tap target land, so it's kind of like a heavy Arbor Elf. Fate Foretold is a 2-drop enchantment aura. When it enters a battlefield, you get to draw a card, and then when the enchanted creature dies, its controller draws a card, so it's almost like you get 2 cards, even though you have to lose a creature in the process. Spearpoint Oread is a 3-drop 2/2, one of the nymphs, with heavy Besto first strike. And so, yeah, it'll only become an aura if you use it for Besto, which is very heavy. Portent or Betrayal is a sorcery, 4-drop. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. Just like Act of Treason, a little heavier. I think Act of Treason is a 2 mountain, so like a 3-drop if I remember correctly. And this one you get Scry 1, so it's kind of you get something and you lose something. Unknown Shores is another Shimmering Grotto. You add 1 to your mana pool. Otherwise, if you pay 1 on top of it, you can add 1 mana of any color. I like that card. Observant Outside, another one of the nymphs. So the previous one that I showed you was, I think, the red nymph. Here, let me put it right next to the other one. And so they're both 3/2/2s. In the case of the red one, you get first strike. In the case of the white one, you get vigilance. And if it becomes an aura, enchanted creature gets +2/+2. And likewise, first strike and vigilance on each one, depending on this color. Aqueous Form, I really like this card because Artful Dodge cycled out, and I was using Artful Dodge on Master of Cruelties to have a fun deck where I could take my opponent to 1. So I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to use Aqueous Form, and I'm going to enchant the Master of Cruelties when I get a chance. Defend the Hearth is like a heavy fog. It's a little weird though because it prevents all combat damage that will be dealt to players this turn, and that includes your opponent and yourself, I think. So I think I want to be careful when I read this, when I play with this card. I'll probably try it. So let's put these to the side and go through the comments on the right hand side. Lightning Strike deals 3 damage to target creature or player. So it's a little better than Lightning Bolt, which is a 1-drop in Modern, which deals 3 damage to target player, if I remember correctly. Fleshmat Steed is a 2-drop 2/2 with a drawback because whenever another creature dies, you tap it. Not much to be said there. Another Pegasus, I'm sorry. Nylea's Disciple is a 4/3/3, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to your devotion to green. I really like this card only because there's a couple of triggers currently in Standard that are really useful. When you gain 4 life, there is an enchantment that drops a 4/4 flyer the next turn. I forget its name. And there's also the Worm that you can add counters to depending on how much life you gained. So if you gain, 5 life, you could conceivably drop the Worm at 6/6, and then also the next turn get a 4/4 flyer. So I'm definitely going to play that with that card. Ray of Resolution. In an enchantment blood, you want to be able to destroy target enchantment. That's really nice, even though it's a 3-drop and you gain life added. That can't be too bad. The Eidolon in black, it's a 2/1/1 with Bestow Death Touch. So each one of these has a specific ability that goes with that color. Benthic Giant, 6/4/5 with Hexproof. That's really nice for a casual card. Anul is a reprint. I think it was originally in Meridan. It may have even been from before, but I think I remember seeing it in Meridan. And so you counter target artifact or enchantment spell for 1. That's nice. Traveling Philosopher, I really love the artwork and the text. Sometimes some people really like to read the text, so do I. I really love the way this was written. I think this is very, very artistically well done. And it's a 2/2 vanilla. Again, I'm really thinking of getting a bunch of vanilla decks together. Then the Heliod's Emissary is a 4-drop. Now we're into the uncommons. And I think I'm going to do it this way so I can just go through all 3 packs at the same time. The Battle-Wise Hoplite has Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets this card, put a +1/+1 counter on it and scry 1. That's not bad. All the ordeals I think are really worth playing with and checking out. I can't wait to play them all actually. The White Ordeal, they're all enchantment auras if I remember correctly. It's a 2-drop. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter. When you do it 3 times, you sacrifice this card. And each one of them has the same text, like that. But then the bottom one is unique to that color. So in white, you gain 10 life, which is really great. Just like I was saying, because there's a couple of triggers right now that are really good with that. Heliod's Emissary is a 4/3/3, and it's a tapper. So that's what it gives you. Arena Athlete, it's a 2/2/1 with Heroic, and a target opponent creature cannot block this turn. That's what you get when you hit it with Heroic. The Evangel Heliod enters the battlefield, put a number of 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield equal to your devotion to white. That could be really good, but boy is it heavy. Look at that, it's a 6/1/3. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Sea God's Revenge, love the artwork, very heavy. 6-drop, return up to 3 target creatures your opponents control to their owner's hands. Scry 1. That's not terrible, but it's a 6-drop. Boy. Now, what did just happen to the autofocus? I must have been when I took this card out. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Those green cards always mess with the autofocus. Hope you got to see this card. I was not looking at what I was filming. I'm sorry. And then I think I talked about the Heliod. And I think I talked about Sea God's Revenge. Let's see if when... Yeah. Okay. Let's see how long this lasts, because I've got a green and a black card. And as I'm sure if you've seen any of my other videos, my autofocus always goes crazy with those colors. Warrior's Lesson I really like because it's one of the cards. There's one in each color that targets up to 2 creatures you control. They all read that. And that is really great for heroic. You hit 2 heroic cards at once if you can. And in this case, when you do, or whenever you play it on any target creature, of course, in the case of heroic, you get that bonus. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's great. Drawing a card in green is always very nice. Flamecast Wheel, a little heavy, or even though it's a 1-drop artifact, but you got to hit it for 5 to give a creature 3 damage. Dark Betrayal, very specific. Very, very specific to black. I don't really like it when a card does that. I mean, what else can you do but put it in your sideboard? But we will get to destroy a target black creature for 1. Oh, nice. This is the one Planeswalker that I wanted to pull. So I'm very happy with these pulls. Wow. That is super, super nice. All right, let's put them in the middle. How about that, Ashiok? Put you in the middle, because this is the one Planeswalker I wanted to pull. I really love the artwork. This box is already super tops, and the Fat Pack. Fat Pack gave me Thoughtseize. This box gave me Ashiok. Ember Swallower is obviously a bomb, 4/4/5 red monstrosity. And of course, if you make it monstrous, each player sacrifices 3 lands. That also probably means you. I'm not sure about that. So there's those. Then let's focus on these. And Soldier of the Pantheon is a 1/1. And it's got protection from multicolored. Whenever an opponent casts a multicolored spell, you gain 1 life. That's really good, I think. Okay, so we did that. And then Ashiok's got more cards. Oh, it's got a foil on camera, a foil Magmajet. And then little token. Wow, this is so nice. What a great ending to this video.